Just first of all, I'd like to just pass along our condolences about the um, plane tragedy on behalf of the Sixers and everybody's families and friends and everybody that's involved in that. Just wanted to start with that. Go ahead.
I guess what happened down the stretch there with Joker.
Yeah.
How we kind of, yeah, the beginning a little bit.
Yeah, he did. We I'm a little, looking back on it, obviously, we're a little disappointed that he got the ball and got to make most of the plays down the stretch. Um, we switched matchups 3 times, and then we finally went to blitz Murray, and we were going to take away the throw and pass, and we just didn't quite get there. We rotated, and we were just, really we're trying to make him throw it out all the way to the weak side, and we just didn't quite get there. And obviously, he got it again and spun in there and scored. So, I mean, obviously, we would have liked to try to make somebody else, handle or shoot or beat us or whatever. At least live with that. But we couldn't quite get it done. And then I think just 2 things. I think one, I want to say we were up 3, and they cut it to 1, and we had one bad offensive possession in there in the like 2, maybe 150, 140. Other than that, we kept making the right reads and getting the shots. Um, and then I thought on the last play on the free throw, we had the play executed and didn't make the pass. Tyrese broke and was open, and we didn't see him and made, I mean, pretty long shot, but they did execute the play, but we didn't execute it on the next pass. So, um, yeah, I think we executed pretty good offensively. Would have liked to execute a little bit better right up down the stretch defensively on Jokic. But again, he's really good.
So Nick, I guess what was the intent of the play out of the timeout? Because I'm sure you either wanted the quick 2 or 3 and kind of ended up
The one with 12 seconds to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we were trying to get the ball in Tyrese's hands. We ran a double kind of a double flare screen for him. I think probably again would have been okay to complete that. Just might not. I mean, I'm not standing over there inbounding it either, right? But and then the next one was the drive and kick. If it didn't go to that, it was to try to spread out and drive and kick. And I think we did okay. We just didn't get spaced great. I don't think. I got to look at it again though.
When you see Diablo going for, I think he had 28 points, and then just like him playing center all season long, playing so many different roles for you guys. I mean, has he kind of been everything that you wanted even more?
Well, again, I think I wasn't 100% sure he was going to be this good a pick and pop floor spacer that he's become, and that again was I think a lot of what he was getting tonight. Um, just because again they're gonna park Jokic in the lane or the corner so he can eventually migrate to the lane. Um, so he kept making. And then the second half, they finally started full rotating, and again, he just kept making the right plays and swinging it. And so we were kind of into some swing stuff or swing attack to close out. He just mostly he makes the right play. All right, if it's time to shoot, he shoots. If it's time to drive, he drives. And if it's time to swing it and move it on, he does. And if it's time to run the next action, he does that. So that's been it's pretty big responsibility.
You guys had 30 fast break points. Just what was the key to putting that much pressure on them?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think doing a lot better job of just initially getting it up the floor on the first outlet pass. Some guys are running. We're getting a little bit better at throwing ahead. I don't know how many turnovers we created in that. Not quite enough, but 19. You're gonna get some. Yeah, creating some turnovers. We're getting some stuff on that. And I thought we were gonna, the way the fourth quarter started, I thought we were gonna get into one of those fourth quarter again. We started getting our hands on everything in the early possessions in the fourth and knocking the ball all over the place. I thought we were a little unfortunate. We knocked it into a couple baskets a couple times. Like, we literally looked like we were getting ready to take off in fast break, and Porter would turn around and get a get a layup out of it. So just again, like the activity and the hands that we did have on them, but and I think that created a lot of fast break stuff.
Kelly had a big game as a driver and shot 7 free throws, particularly big. I think the first 5-ish minutes of the second quarter when Maxey was
Yep.
before. I guess how valuable is having someone like Kelly who can do all the role player stuff in a background role, but also
Yeah.
like take it on ball roll and pressure the rim when you have guys off the floor.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's kind of designed that way right now with the make of the team that we take him out, get him back in to start the second because he's going to become the primary scorer. And again, we run a few things to get him kind of turn him downhill, and when we don't, it kind of finds him and he makes his own plays there. But I just think he's done such a better job at. You guys have noticed this too. He's done such a better job at getting to 2 feet. Seems that when he goes in there and gets to 2 feet, he's got a little bit more strength, balance, and moves it around a little more than when he gets in there on 1 foot and he kind of is already committed to some certain direction or whatever. But he's been doing a good job at getting to like 6 feet and planting 2 feet and then figuring it out from there.
You mentioned a lot about offensive process in the first game in Denver, and then tonight, obviously, far different outcome or different versions.
Game, yeah.
I guess, how did you think the process changed for you?
Yeah, I mean it was difficult. Again, they are who they are. They're almost like we're gonna outscore you, right? Like we're just so good offensively. Like we're gonna make the right reads. Like if you mess up, you're paying for it, right? And again, we were trying like heck to figure some of the stuff out to slow them down, and again, you just needed to do a little bit better job on the physicality, right? It was things like I don't know, they'd be in the corner and back cut us. Well, they would grab us and throw us. And we, physically throw us and be at the rim. Well, you got to do it the other way around. You got to grab them and not let them move. You know what I mean? And there was a couple drives where we beat them to the spot and they just lowered their shoulder and boom, we're getting knocked underneath the basket and they're landing in at the front of the rim. So some of that was just, we just needed a little more force, a little more grabbing and holding and a little more physicality. And I think we could have taken some of those easy baskets away. I mean, we were trying everything. We went 2-3, we went 3-2, we went triangle and 2 tonight. I don't know if you noticed that for a few possessions, created a couple turnovers and gave up a couple layups. It was kind of like home run or strikeout on most of the stuff we were doing tonight. So we just kept trying to. I told them in the fourth, man, we got to hit some more home runs. Like we got to start scratching for the ball because when they're in their rhythm, they're a lot bigger at a lot of positions. They just pin us underneath. They sprinkled in enough transition to hurt us as well, early baskets and things like that.
Last one, yeah.
Last possession, maybe offensive possession, maybe notwithstanding. I mean, there was that period where it felt like Tyrese was just matching, just
Yeah.
drive,
Yep.
finish, drive, drawing fouls. Like the fact that he can go toe to toe basically with the 3-time MVP. I mean, I know we've talked about him all season long, but like, just what is that type of performance?
Yeah.
Much time
He's really playing great, and I think that again, a lot of it doesn't seem overly forced. He makes a move and he's by him and he's in the lane and he's at the rim. And if he sidesteps for the three, he usually creates enough space. I think there was like only one I thought he sidestepped and they still covered him that he took, and that was I don't know 10 minutes to go in the game or something like that. You know what I mean? So again, just making decisive moves and the two things he can really do are turn on the jets and sidestep juke you for open shots, and he's hitting a good number of them now.
Thanks, Coach.
Just when Jokic gets going down the stretch, just defensively, what are you guys trying to do? And then just, I guess, an example of the 3-time MVP doing what he does.
Yeah, it's hard in this type of situation. We just try to play with effort. We try different things the whole game. I think we did a good job of maintaining him a little bit, at a lower scoring, and then at the end, those two threes that he hit was got him a little bit going, and then after that, a little 2 points that he had, But overall, I think we didn't do a bad job, tonight on him, but. I feel like we should have controlled the game a little bit more, especially at the end. That was a tough loss, but I think we play hard tonight. We shown a lot of great things on the court. We fought for 48 minutes. We are graded for it from the starting line, from the guy from the bench coming up. So it was definitely a good game for us. We should have get the win, but I feel like we're on the right way, and we got to keep doing what we're doing.
Guerschon, I think this was a new career high for you tonight, right? So, you and Tyrese have found a lot of chemistry over the last, especially the last month, where you get to play so much together. I guess, what do you think you benefited from the most playing alongside him, and what has that opened up for you and obviously success with it?
He definitely makes my job easier. He draws so much attention offensively that most of the time I'm open behind him. And especially like I said, when I play at the 5 with those guys, hard to go help on the drive and then come back outside to contest the 3. So tonight I got the 3 going and I was making my shot. So when I make my shot, it's tough now. And then second half we adjust a little bit because there was putting up more from the half. So we try to kick the ball out, and the other guys did a great job of scoring.
Can you take us through the play, the alley-oop, where Justin spins and gets the ball to you, just how that sort of unfolded from your vantage point?
I mean, this is the type of energy that we got, and this is the type of energy that we got to keep getting, with each other's. Justin's an amazing kid, man. Since he's been playing here, it's been just amazing for us. Coming off the bench, starting the game, hitting his shot. I feel like he got no fear, So we definitely need that from our young guys, and he's doing a great job, So I want to thank him for everything that he got going on. And sometimes in the game when it's tight or if it's hard, just from his talent, he gets us going. So we got to keep doing it.
Keep bringing up the energy and like the way you guys are playing right now. How do you think you guys were able to shake off losing 7 in a row, and then that game in Denver was probably one of the ones that you guys hated the most, right?
Mm-hmm.
The defense and all that. So how do you think you've rallied from that so quickly and so well?
I mean, this is basketball. This is our job. The season is so long. There's so many games. There's going to be ups and downs. One of the biggest keys and things that I always say is not to give up. We can't lose 7 in a row, but we can win 7 in a row. So it goes so fast. You cannot, think about the game that you lost. You just got to move on. It's a tough loss, but in 2 days we'll play Boston, so we cannot think about this game no more. Now we got to be worried about JT, JB, and all of those guys coming. So we were prepared for that game, but we got to keep that energy up, and I'm sure that Sunday we'll be able to get this game.
Tyrese said he felt like you guys were playing better even during that losing streak, even though it wasn't resulting in wins. Did that make it easier to keep spirits up as you're going through that stretch?
For sure, because we still, had great things. I feel like from the beginning of the season to where we are right now, we definitely evolve. We find like passes and like game easier on the court. Now we know kind of like what everybody's doing and what everybody's bringing, so it's easier for us to find open shots, to find layups, find guys on the cut, or just making the extra play, and this is got definitely easier for us.
The last 2 games with Paul out, Tyrese has been blitzed a lot, and you've had a lot of opportunities as a passer in short roll situations where it seems like you're pretty comfortable. I guess, how have you developed comfort in that situation over time, and how much do you enjoy playing with wings like Kelly and Justin, who seem to know when to, cut backdoor from the corner and capitalize on this?
Well, first of all, even when PG was there, Maxey was getting trapped. So it's something that we know some teams will try to do, something that we work on it too, in practice. And when you get trapped and you make the first pass, then where we going, what we're doing, So this is something that we definitely practice and know. So now it come like automatic, So when I catch the ball, somebody cuts, somebody gets to the corner. So somebody's going to get open for sure because it's 2 guys on Tyrese. So we just, practicing our chemistry. Guys like Kale, when he cuts and you pass him the ball, most of the time he's going to be dunking it or get a hand one or something, So he's good, So this type of energy, we got to keep this going and play with each other.
Tyrese is on a pretty special run in general right now.
Yes.
What's it like to kind of be, on the floor and kind of see it all unfold in front of you?
Amazing. I'm just watching sometimes, like he just take the ball and goes and nobody can stop him, So I'm sitting sometimes in the court just watching him. I'm like, oh my God, this kid is incredible, Like he gets going, and when it's like that, we definitely need that, especially at a crucial time like that, So I wish him the best, I don't understand why he's not an all-star, but I don't want to start that conversation. But I wanted to keep going and keep showing his skills and what he can do.
Tyrese, you said prior to the announcements for All-Stars that you were more focused on recent team success and whatnot. But with as hard as you work on your game during and between the seasons, I guess how do you process something like that and move on and channel that in a positive way?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy actually because I have a lot of like connection with the people that made it. When I just started down the list, like Darius Garland, I'm so happy he made it. Like he deserves it, man. Like he had a lot of adversity last year that he went through and overcame, helped lead his team to 1 seed. So I'm happy for him. Cage from Dallas played against him a lot when I was younger, so extremely happy for him. First time All Star, making Dallas look really good. Tyler Hero, former Kentucky guard. Like everybody's deserving. So like I mean that doesn't upset me at all. Like I said, I'm more focused on trying to help this team win and get better. And that's the biggest focus that I've had these last couple of weeks. And I think we've done a good job of it. We didn't win tonight, but we've done a good job of getting better every single day.
Not to look ahead to the break, but will that allow you to like actually
Yes.
take some rest as well? Okay, yeah.
Yes. I may not look at a basketball for a minute, and that's going to be very difficult for me, but we'll have some fun.
Reese, I guess what kind of happened down the stretch with Joker and how he's kind of took over the game down the stretch for Denver?
He's pretty good. Just pretty good, man. It's just like he's so smart. He's just really good. Everybody should really pay attention to what he's doing. Same as like Joel. Like when he's playing, like as a fan of basketball, like you gotta really like cherish these moments. So sometimes you gotta tip your hat to a guy, and he made some big plays at the end of that game.
For a bunch of that stretch run though, it felt like he would make a play, then you would drive and make a play. Like it was like you guys were going back and forth. Just like what does that feel like in the moment when it just like, you guys are going back and forth like that?
Yeah, I honestly just think about trying to win it. You know what I mean? Like we made enough plays. That's what hurts, man. We made enough plays, played the right way the entire game. Guys really fought their tail off. They started the game extremely fast. We knew they would, but we stayed resilient. And everybody who played out there tonight contributed. So it sucks, honestly.
Tyrese, I guess just to go back to the whole Jamal and the Joker thing. I mean, I guess it's like from a fan standpoint, even like how good is it for the league to have like two guys like Joel and Jokic when they do play against each other? How elite those two are in the matchups and things like that.
Super elite. Super elite. I think we're blessed. We have a lot of talent in this league right now. You know what I mean? Like everybody's talking about guys who got snubbed, and it's like I don't think anybody got snubbed. The people that deserve to make it, but we just have a lot of talent. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of guys who are deserving. They picked who they need to pick. So it's like just going back to that, not just Jokic and Joe. There's so much talent around this league. Like we should be grateful and thankful about it.
I know you've made a ton of defensive strides this year, and it's been a point of pride for you. But what is it like getting stuck on Jokic for I think there were 2 possessions down the stretch. One of them you guys stopped, and one of them you took a foul on. Not a lot you could do, I would guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's difficult, man. He's strong. He's smart. He has good touch. I got one stop. On the other one, then I couldn't force him into turning the opposite direction. The first time I got him to turn the opposite way, and like to where my help was. The next time I just couldn't. There was no way I couldn't deflect the ball. I couldn't. He kind of buried me. I mean, he's strong. So like when I fouled him, it was really a bad foul on my part. Should just let him have the 2 at that point because he's already going to score. But it happens, man.
You guys have talked a lot about how just knowing who's going to play has helped you all so much. Just with you and Guerschon, that connection, and just how much has he allowed you to kind of have your recent success?
He's been huge. Like him being able to shoot the ball, him being able to like create space for me, it's been big time because teams they put a lot of focus on me, of course, but the way he's knocking the shots down and making plays off of like when they blitz me, it's a little difficult for them to want to blitz. Like they're like, oh man, I mean, Yabu's going to make a play, and we don't know if he's going to shoot. We don't know if he's going to drive and kick or drive and finish at the rim. But he's done really well, man. I'm extremely proud of him. I'm glad he's on our team, and we really do appreciate him.
Is there anything you've learned about pick and pop in the extended minutes you've had with him this year?
Yeah, I mean, Joel's a pop short roll guy, so thankfully I played with Joel first. So now I kind of know, like, when Yabu pops, got to get certain guys to cut so he can hit the open 3, you know what I mean? So, like, we've been drilling that in practice. it's something that we had to kind of learn. You know, you don't just know those things. Like you don't know when to cut if you're on that strong side or that weak side slot. So like if he sets the screen for me and I come off and he pops and it's two defenders on me, you got to get your guy off that nail or get your guy off that slot so Yabuse can get that three or he can get the driving lane. So I learned a lot, and thankfully I played with Joel a lot, so I kind of knew a lot of different things and kind of told guys where to go.
You had that 8-second violation in the second quarter, and then you kind of looked at the ref and said, like, I'm not done with you. In the third quarter, you kind of looked at him again when you got past the court. What were you trying to articulate? What was your beef with the call?
I got to get over the court faster. I just got to get across the line, I guess. I mean, that was on me. I shouldn't have been mad at the ref. I should have been mad at myself.
Thanks, Tyrese.
Yep.